And hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Alright, so today we're going to be looking at something a little bit more intense than usual. This isn't actually that much used in Delphi specifically, and you will most likely in the future not use Delphi for any major programs. But if you ever do, this would come in handy, and if you ever start with Java, this will come in handy a lot. Now, just to make sure that you have changed your regional settings, just make sure to go into Control Panel, Clock and Region. Then here on Region, you go to change date, time, and format, and you go to Additional Settings. Here you'll need to change this. It will probably be a comma or this, but if it is one of these two, you have to change it to this dot. It has to be a but I highly recommend you do, because this is more in general. If someone would type something into computer, they would go 22,5. They would go 22.5, if you get what I'm saying. Alright, then after you've done that, just apply, not like I did and say cancel. You actually have to apply it. And then once you've done that, I've created a nice GUI. Very basic GUI. They're going to enter an amount in here, and when you click enter, you're going to validate that this is the correct amount. Now, let's just quickly show you something. Let's go variable or amount, which is a real. Now, go and put or amount becomes foreign string to float, and then we go edt amount dot text. Now let's see what's going to happen if we do this. Now, depending on your setting, if you haven't changed it to the dot, this error will occur in other times. Why did you do that? Alright, so then we have, let's say 22.5. Enter, no problem. Now let's make it a comma, 22,5. Enter. Now we're suddenly getting this error. Now if a regular user were to run this, they'll be like, what? What the hell is a floating point value? You know? And most of them won't do the effort to actually go Google it. So we are going to stop that from happening. So this is called a try and catch in Java. But in Delphi you can just call it try and exception, try, or try and finally. But try and finally is something else. We'll get to that later. So this is a try except block that what we're going to make. So it's try, and as you can see, it already puts finally there, but we are not going to focus on finally now. We're going to put accept. Now basically what we're going to do is we're going to paste the code in here. So it's going to try and turn our amount, this to a string to a float. It's going to try and do it. If it's right, it's going to skip the accept block. It's going to skip this completely, and it's going to go continue with the code underneath it. But if there is an error, then you want to go like something like show message, and then you want to say something like invalid amount entered. Basically, this is to kind of make it easier for the user to understand, and in Java to make applications run better without catching an error. Because a user won't know what to do if there's an error within the code. So yeah, what we're going to do now is we're going to run it again. And then I'm going to explain more about what it is. Because if you want to become more professional with programming, this is a great thing to learn. So let's go 22.3. No problem. Alright, 22,3. Invalid amount entered. Now that is exactly what we said here, unlike what we got before. So basically it tried this, and then it caught an exception, it caught an error, and it displayed what we should say instead of the error given by Delphi. Now in Java you'd have something like try, ooh, wow, what, okay. Anyways, try, then you'll have your code, and then it will be catch. and you'll have to be like exception, then IOE exception and stuff like that. Very, very, very complicated, especially in Java. You'll have to get very used to that if you try and learn Java. I don't know about other languages, but that's how it works in Java. But here we have except, and we don't tell you what it should specifically take in, but if it does get an error, this is what it will get back. And if you do something like this, just exit as well, so it can exit this process, because if it catches an error, we don't want it to continue processing all of the other things. We want it to exit. So yeah, so it tries something. If it gets an error, it goes to accept. If it tries it and does not get an error, it will skip accept and go on to the next code underneath the block. So this, in things like exams and stuff, unless the teacher requests it, isn't that important. But if you want to do professional programming and you want to make sure that the user gets the best experience possible and the easiest experience possible out of this, the best thing to do would be try and accept. Put a lot of these in your code, because this can catch a lot of problems, because the user may think, oh, I should put in comma in there or something like that. We'll get deeper into this later on, but for now this is all you need to know. Try and accept. Thank you all for watching. See you all in the next video.